We're back,
We're back.
and we're talking to Santa.
We're talking to not to be confused with the other Santa. No relation.
No relation to jolly old Saint Nick.
No, that guy's chilling at the North Pole right now. He just had a pretty big day. All right. Anyway,
Junpei stared at Santa. There was something about him that made Junpei wary. At first, he'd assumed the other man wasn't terribly clever, but Junpei was beginning to think he would need to reevaluate that assessment. When Santa spoke again, his voice was quiet.
Look, if you trust anybody in this game, you're gonna lose. You've gotta be careful. The person you trust the most could turn out to be the one who stabs you in the back.
With that depressing suggestion, he turned and quietly walked away.
And that's that, I guess.
What a pleasant person.
he's something, all right.
Junpei and June looked at one another and smiled awkwardly. ... Alright, so I'm pretty sure we've just finished searching, because Casino, that was where
we went
Lotus
to everywhere
was.
at this point. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Lotus was there, Clover was there, and Ace was there. Yeah, I think we're just
Yeah, I
done
think we're done.
searching.
Yeah.
They looked everywhere they could think of, but Snake was nowhere to be found. ...
Snake hasn't been anywhere we've searched.
Lotus looked around at 6 frustrated faces and spoke.
And we can't keep looking for him. Wherever he is, it's not here. We need to get moving.
Junpei couldn't disagree with what she was saying.
Okay, so seven of us are here currently, right? In present. And obviously, one of those doors has been fixed, and not a single person wants to take responsibility.
No, I think all 3 of them were fixed.
Oh, all 3 of them.
I
Okay.
believe so,
And
yeah.
no one wants to take responsibility, and Snake is missing.
Correct.
Man, this shit is okay. This is that's
Little suspect.
there's an imposter among us.
Dunno.
Emergency meeting. All right.
Snake seemed to have completely disappeared. There was no point to wasting any more time. The others seemed to be having similar thoughts, but they stayed silent. Finally, Seven spoke.
We don't got a choice. Lotus is right. We're not gonna find Snake. There's a problem, though. We've got to figure out who's gonna go through which door.
I hope you've been thinking on this.
Yes, I have a proposal.
She walked back and forth across the floor, her heels clicking against the wood.
Why don't we decide on one person to sacrifice?
Damn, Lotus.
What?
Sacrifice?
Well, perhaps that's a bit of a harsh word, but yes. You've all figured it out by now, haven't you?
Oh no. The brutal necessity of algebra is rearing its ugly head.
We can't all make it through those doors. If we split into 2 teams of 4 and 3 people respectively, then 3 people will be left behind. If we split into 2 teams of 5 and 2 people respectively, then 2 people will be left behind. But if we split into 2 groups of 3 and leave 1 person out, then only 1 person will be left behind.
Is there really no other option? Hold
No,
on.
yeah. I'm just gonna save you the trouble. Yeah, that math does actually check out.
All right.
It wasn't pleasant, but she was right. There wasn't any way that the numbers worked out. If one group was 4 and the other group would always have a digital route that didn't match a door. When
Question.
Seven spoke, his voice was strained.
Is this
Then you're saying
Yeah.
we gotta decide who's gonna stay behind.
does that include Snake?
Well, Snake's not here.
Right, but does the math include him?
No, the math was just for the 7 people here right now.
Cool, so Snake is screwing everybody.
Well, he's screwing himself too, I guess.
Well, sure, yeah. Okay.
Yes, We do. Given our circumstances, it's logically and morally the best solution.
It's always morally correct.
If the other 6 are to survive, then one person has to sacrifice themselves.
No, that's too cruel.
What's so cruel about it?
To just sacrifice someone like that?
Then what's your plan? Maybe we should sacrifice 2 people instead of just 1.
Hey, that sounds good.
That's not what I meant. We shouldn't sacrifice anyone.
I'm down for sacrificing 3 people.
I told you, that's impossible. Wake up.
Whoa, whoa, calm down, you two.
Well,
Santa
I'm
stepped
not down for
between
sacrificing
Lotus
3
and
people, I
June.
guess.
What?
You just casually said, I'm down for sacrificing 3 people.
I mean, you know.
I like how casual you were about that. It took my breath away. It was just like, wow, this guy. He's just...
Hey, I would never. Truly.
Look, what Lotus is trying to say is, you should aim to bring the greatest amount of happiness to the greatest amount of people, right?
Oofta.
Exactly. That's how democracy works.
I mean,
yes.
that is...
And for that
Well, listen,
I think the only fair way to decide who will be sacrificed is through a vote.
Oh, jeez.
this is a very pragmatic approach she has. This is like... Listen, it's not the ideal outcome, obviously. This is a pretty bad outcome, but what is it? The old saying, the happiness of the many, outweighs the suffering of the few, or whatever the hell.
I
I don't remember.
guess, but
Yeah.
it's a bum deal either way.
What do you think?
I mean, sounds like we don't have a choice in the matter.
No, that's terrible.
I mean, the math does check out, though. There is no way the 7 people currently here could all go through the doors.
I'm not asking you. Shut up.
Whoa!
What about you, Sam?
Wow.
Oh, damn.
Damn. Lotus,
That's a-
you're losing
that's a
some
spicy
some
meatball.
points. Losing points there, snapping at June.
Nah,
Me?
it's okay. She's got,
Well, I agree.
she got the assets.
Yeah.
All right, that's 1 vote for. Counting mine, that's 2. 7.
I can't say I agree with you, but we don't exactly have a choice. We
I
do
don't
something,
agree with you, but
we're
you
all
are
gonna
correct.
die.
Oh, glad to see you get it. If I can get 1 more vote, then it's decided. What about you, Clover?
That is the last person you should be asking this to.
Yeah, that is not gonna go well.
Clover had moved away from the group and was sitting on one of the beds. Her whole body drooped. Junpei didn't know if she'd even heard Lotus's proposal.
Hey, Clover.
Lotus walked over to Clover and gently laid a hand on her shoulder.
Your brother has to be behind one of the numbered doors. We've
What?
searched everywhere, but we didn't find him. Doesn't that mean he has to have gone through one of them somehow?
No, that doesn't.
I don't know how he
That's-
could by
Yeah,
himself.
how could he? That's not even possible. And also, this feels extremely manipulative. Like,
Yeah.
really manipulative.
Lotus
I do not
being
like
a
what
bit
Lotus
of
is
a
doing.
Miss Bad Touch right now.
Yeah, this is not. Yeah, walking over there and act. She's pretending to care just so that she can get her to vote yes.
Yeah, basically. Clovis slowly lifted her face.
Let's go look for him together, okay? If we sacrifice one person, then we can go look for him. You
We sacrifice Lotus.
agree with me?
Oh gosh, yeah, Lotus sets up this whole democracy on who to vote out, and everyone's like, okay, I vote Lotus.
I mean, I'm not against it actually.
Oh, that would be so perfect.
Right?
Okay.
Clova nodded once.
The motion carries.
Oh, she is evil.
Yeah, she definitely knows how to get what she wants. Lotus spun around and walked toward Junpei.
Now, let's start a vote to...
That won't be necessary.
Ace had barely spoken for Lotus's entire speech, and everyone jumped a little. 6 pairs of eyes turned to look at him. He didn't seem to notice or even care.
I will stay. That should solve our problem, yes?
What? No, you're actually cool. Come on. No.
Exclamation point.
Ace, what are you saying? No, you can't do that. That won't solve anything.
June's voice shook, and she looked around desperately for someone to agree with
Well,
her.
you know, if he stays and if he doesn't go through a door, if he just stays behind, that's not necessarily akin to dying, right? We don't know what's going to happen to him. He might not die,
mean,
right?
I guess you're not wrong.
Right, but
we
what I'm
don't
s-
know, I guess, is more the important thing, is we just don't know.
If we leave someone behind, we have no idea what will happen to them, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they are sentenced to death if we do that.
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
fair assessment, I would say.
Okay.
Ace simply looked at her.
June, I'm afraid you may have misunderstood me. I said I would stay, but I never said I would sacrifice myself.
Huh?
I trust you, each and every one of you. I believe you'll come back for me.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's optimistic, and then there's just nuts. Those doors only go one way. You go in, you don't come out. If we go through them,
You won't be able to return, correct?
yeah.
True, but that will not be the case once you've escaped from the ship.
What?
Please, I beg you. Once you've escaped, come back and rescue me. Ideally, within the time limit Zero has given
Yeah,
us.
ideally, that would be nice.
No, that's ridiculous. There's no way we could get back in time.
Finally, Junpei could hold his tongue no longer.
We've only got 5 hours left. We don't even know where the hell we are. How on earth are we gonna find someone to come and rescue you?
Then, perhaps you would prefer to stay instead of me?
I mean, he really does bring up a good point. Someone has to do it.
Or perhaps you would be
Yeah.
willing to leave June behind?
I mean, he's kind of, honestly, like, he's kind of a Chad. Like, I like this guy. He's, I mean, I've been a little bit sus of him, but I don't know. I don't know. You know what? Like, I'm open-minded with him. And maybe this actually turns out for the best if he does stay behind. Maybe something comes of this.
Maybe something good will happen.
Right, exactly. Maybe we see him again in the end. I don't know.
Ace's voice was dignified and without a hint of cruelty or malice. Junpei had no rebuttal.
You see, there's no other choice. Then I see we've come to our conclusion. Go on. Don't worry yourselves about me. Go, quickly.
Junpei stood frozen by indecision, unable to move. June bit her lip so hard that Junpei feared she would break the skin. Santa stood against a wall, calm and aloof. Devin tore his beanie from his head and turned it over anxiously in his hands. Only Clovis stared at Ace with an expression Junpei was unable to decipher. Lotus's attitude, however, was different from the others.
Good. Let's accept his kind offer then.
Yeah, not even a shred of just any sort of sympathy, of course.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I do not care for her.
She's kind of abrasive.
Yeah.
She smiled, her eyes bright. Ace answered with a smile of his own.
Good. I think this is the best for me. Perhaps I'll be able to take a nap. It may be my age, but I get tired so easily these days.
As he spoke, Ace lowered himself down to the floor next to one of the beds. From somewhat deep in the ship, Junpei suddenly heard the screeching of metal on metal. Screech, 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 screech. It was almost as if the ship was screaming. Would it really hold until their time limit was up? Already D-Deck was flooded. In the sudden silence, the only sound was the sad metal wail of the ship. Unsurprisingly, it was Lotus who spoke first.
Well, what are you waiting for? We're wasting time. Why don't we hurry it up?
As if a spell had been broken, the others all began to talk at once.
You're right. We should get going. That's all we can do right now.
7.
Seriously, Honestly, I was getting kind of sick of listening to you guys talk.
Yeah. It's a visual novel, dude. You're in the wrong game if you hate talking.
For real.
You too, Santa? I have to find my brother. Wait, all of you. Let's just calm down and think about this.
Well,
there has to be a way to get everyone out. There has to be.
I think we've already done the thinking, and it
Right,
sure seems
Jumpy?
like
The necessity of algebra dictates it, June.
Say
No,
something.
she's gonna be upset when we disagree with her.
Yeah, let's think. There's
Oh,
gotta be another way.
You have to remember Junpei is June's #1 fan, so... His words sounded hollow and fake.
Fine. Forget about
Yeah.
it. I'll figure it out on my own.
He's just trying to be nice. She spun around and ran toward Ace. He had slumped down next to the bed when June grabbed his arm and pulled.
Ace! Come on, Ace. Please stand up. You can't give up yet. We just have to sit down together and think about this. We'll figure out a way that we can all get out of here.
Then it happened.
what?
Ace fell forward. He slumped over onto the wooden floor, his body folded in half like a boxer out cold.
Ace!
June cried out and dropped to her knees beside him. She put her
Maybe
hand
there's-
around his neck and did her best to lift him up.
Is there something wrong with him that we don't know about?
What happened? Ace, say something.
She shook him frantically. His eyes flooded open.
I'm all right.
His voice was weak and slightly slurred.
How are you all right?
This.
He held out his left arm and slowly opened his hand.
A syringe?
In it was a syringe and a small vial. The vial was empty. It had only recently been emptied. A few drops clung to the sides.
Wait, what does that say on it? Soporil?
There was a label taped to the side of the container. It read Soporil Beta. Soporil Beta?
Soporil Beta. What does this do? Did you use this?
Yes. It's just anesthetic. I'll be fine.
Anesthetic.
I found it earlier. While we were searching the hospital rooms. I thought it might be useful later. I didn't think I'd be using it on myself.
Why did you do this?
Didn't I tell you? I'd like to take a nap. I really am very tired.
Oh man.
Junpei knew that wasn't why he'd done it. Ace had injected himself with anesthetic to forestall Junpei and June's attempts to bring him along. If he couldn't move, there was nothing they could do. He'd injected himself so that they would be forced to leave him behind.
Ace.
What an absolute Giga Chad.
This guy is a legend. I you know what? Even if it comes out later that he was somehow evil or something, just first of all, the performance of a lifetime right here. Second of all, I don't care. What a legend. I am salute. You cannot see me, but I am saluting him right now.
Hats off to you, Ace. You a real
Exactly.
one.
You are a real one, my man.
Hmm? Is there something you want to say? I
Do
just
not
like
go
to
gentle
sleep a little.
into that good night.
You keep it down.
No, don't, Ace. Don't fall asleep.
You feel warm. So comfortable. I think I'll have a nice dream.
Ace's eyelids drooped further and further, almost as though he were dying.
Ace! Ace!
She shook his shoulder again and again, but this time he didn't respond. ... Only the gentle rising and falling of his chest told him he was alive. Junpei was relieved to see he was in fact still breathing.
Let's get him up on a bed.
He lifted Ace up off the floor and laid him on the bed he'd been leaning against. When Junpei turned around, Lotus gave him a look of pity.
Well, we really don't have a choice now.
Yeah, I'm sure you are so upset over that.
We can't let his sacrifice go to waste,
Darn it.
right?
Like you even mean that.
Yeah, honestly.
You say something?
No, nothing.
It felt wrong, but he had to agree. Then suddenly Santa spoke.
Yeah, but we're not done choosing yet, are we?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, we haven't decided who's going in what door.
Ah, yes. Yes, that's true.
Enough of this screwing around. Let's decide. You first, Lotus. Which door do you want?
I want door number 8.
Okay, Lotus wants 8.
It's the same number as my bracelet number.
Got it. You're 8. You're
This
next,
is
7.
intentional.
Which one
I
do you
feel
want?
like because she knows that she has to go with a specific, very specific people in order to go through 8. Anyway,
I'll take 7. I can't get along with that old lady.
That's fair. That's fair.
What? What did you just say?
Damn.
My man.
Her face distorted by rage, Lotus took a step towards 7. He threw up his hands and made a face like a child got with his hand in the cookie jar.
Who, me? I didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna get it next time.
Yeah, you are. Wink, wink. Nudge,
Heck
nudge.
yeah. She shot him a glare that would have melted steel, then turned and stalked off.
All right, who's next?
Santa's gaze moved across the 3 people left. Finally, they stopped on Junpei.
Junpei, which door do you want?
All right.
Last. Junpei's mind was already made up.
So, here's the thing. Let's do I want to do some quick math here so we can figure out who's going in which door. Junpei's number is
5.
right, 5. And then June is 6.
6, yes.
All right. So that'd be 11. Well, Ace is gone, so we can't go with him.
Can't use Ace, you can't use Snake.
Well, we can't go through door number 3 with June.
No, you could. Oh. Could
No,
you?
not without Ace. No, not without Ace. Right?
Well, I guess you'd have to take people from...
7 or 8 is
8
gone.
then,
7
yeah.
8 is gone. So, I mean, we don't need to go with June, obviously, but I think
Well, let's see. Could you go through door 7 with June? So 7 would be 7, June would be 6, Junpei would be 5. That would be 5, 6, 7. That'd be 18. That would be 9. So then you would need another 7. I don't think you could make
No,
that with everybody
can't.
left.
door number 8 would be Lotus. It's
Yeah.
8 plus 5 is 13 plus June is
19.
which would be 1, I guess, is the digital.
Yeah,
root
and then
for
you
that,
would
right?
need another 7, which I don't think you'd be able to make with the remainder. So no.
So
if
we are
you-
we are not going with June no matter what. Not possible this time.
Well, no, not if.
No, we can't. None of those numbers add up.
I'll do
Unle-
you.
wait.
I'll do you a solid real quick, and I'll ask about door 3 just in case.
Okay.
I want to go through door number 3.
Nope, you can't.
Just because I think since we're doing math, this will help elaborate
Okay.
on said math.
All right. They're just
Why?
immediately like, nope.
Because it's impossible. If we split ourselves into 3 and 3, then we give up on going through door 3.
Why?
The bracelet numbers for the 6 of us are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Santa may be many things, but he is amazing at math, apparently, for the record.
There are
Well,
2
they're all walking
combinations that can
Wikipedia
go through
articles.
Door 3
Yep.
with 3 people. 3, 4, 5, or 6, 7, 8.
Oh.
That's it.
Well, there you go.
Of course, 2 teams can't go through the same door.
I see. That means one team would get left behind.
That's right.
That doesn't happen if we go through door 7 or 8?
No, they're fine. We've got 3 options.
Santa began to explain.
Option A, have 3, 5, and 8 go through door 7, and 4, 6, 7 go through door 8. Option B, 4, 5, and 7 go through 7, and 3, 6, and 8 go through 8.
Now, since Lotus and 7 already claimed theirs, I'm pretty sure option A isn't going to happen.
Option C, 3, 6, and 7 go through 7, and 4, 5, and 8 get 8.
So I think what would realistically happen would be option B or C for if we wanted to go through 7 or 8.
Okay.
So
we're either going to be stuck with either. We're going to be stuck with either. Well, we're going to go with Clover either way.
Yeah, actually, it looks like it.
So the choice is between Clover and sus fisherman-looking mountain dude, and Clover and her.
Yeah, because, okay, so yeah, if we go through 7, we're with 7 and Clover, and if we go through 8, we're with Lotus and Clover, is what he's saying.
So then, if we
You're
go
going
through,
with Clover in either option.
and then Santa and June are going with Lotus in option B, and then in option C, Santa and June are going with Mountain in either option. So, let's. You know what? I am kind
Those
of.
are the only 3 options. That's it. At least
This
if we
is-
want to get all 6 of us out of here.
I would prefer 7 personally.
Wait.
That's just me.
That was when
Or-
Junpei realized. Plan A divides into 2 teams, 358 and 467. Plan B divides into 2 teams, 457 and 368. Plan C divides into 2 teams, 367 and 458.
That means
There was one thing they all had in common.
5 and 6 can never be on the same team.
Oh, Junpei, get over yourself.
If we want all 6 of us to go through a door, then June and I can't go into the same one.
June and
My
Junpei
man.
had been friends when they were kids. He trusted her more than anyone else on the ship. If he chose 7 or 8, he'd be taken away from her. Was that something he was prepared to do?
He doesn't get an option.
Have you mulled it over enough, or do you need more time? Anyway, that's the
So-
deal, so think it over.
So think
You've
it
got
over,
2
would ya?
choices, 7 or 8. You can't choose 3.
Nope,
If
3
you
is
choose
off the
3, You're
table,
gonna be leaving 3 people behind to die.
and we would never do that.
So what are you gonna
So
do? 7 or 8?
7 or 8?
I
Time
know.
to choose.
Junpei thought hard. After thinking over, his conclusion was...
so, you know,
So you
I part of me is actually
I'm
If
just
we-
gonna
if
say
we-
right now, if you pick door 3, I will not stop you from doing that.
I if we picked door 3, June does go with us though, right?
Yeah, that's the whole point of why Junpei wants to do it.
Man, okay, so this is definitely a point in the story where the game branches.
as Santa just pointed out, you are leaving people behind if you go through 3, which is why he's not putting it on the table.
Oh, but
But, I mean, Junpei is the protagonist, so he does his own thing.
so here's my thing. But let's mull this over really quickly. I know that we've done a lot of that already, but here's my thought process right now. I wish I could go through door 7 because I am sick of Lotus and I don't want to be around her. But also, I kind of want to go through door 8 because I think maybe it would be a good idea to keep an eye on Lotus because I do not trust her.
Not
But
in
I
the
also kind of want to go
slightest.
through. I kind of want to go through door 3 just because it's a spicy option and it's like, it's bold, it's provocative, it's controversial. People die. Well, no, we don't know if they die, but they get
Well,
left
they get
behind.
left behind at least.
Ooh, but you know, we get the simp for our girl. You know, so like I don't.
You know what, though? I think it'll be a good idea for you to sit on it and think about it because we'll
Until
start
next
out the
time?
next episode with whatever he decides.
No!
Yep,
You
I
can't do
did
that to
that.
them. No, that's awful.
I
I'm
did
sorry,
it.
guys.
I did it. It was
That's-
all me. Send me your hate mail.
you're gonna have to wait, I guess, to see what happens. Maybe, you know what? Put in the comments what you would do if you want. Let us know which door you would pick, because we'll read them. We'll be interested in seeing what you guys would do.
Even if we will have already chosen well before then.
That is true. That is true. We will have actually chosen. But tell us what you would have picked anyway.
Who knows?
We're interested to
Maybe
know.
your actions in the future will influence us in the past.
Exactly. Wait. Until next time.
Yeah!